Top 5 Joe Rogan moments that broke the internet. These are 5 times Joe Rogan went so hard on his own podcast that the fallout didn't stay online. It crashed stock prices, triggered government responses, and reshaped how millions of people think about media. Roughly 11 million listeners tune into every single episode, and these are the moments that remind you why. Number 5, the Steven Crowder meltdown. Conservative commentator Steven Crowder sat down in February of 2017 for what was supposed to be a casual conversation, and then the topic of marijuana came up. 40 straight minutes of chaos followed, with Rogan, who later admitted he was drunk at the time, escalating the whole thing into one of the ugliest exchanges in JRE history. At one point, he looked at Crowder and told him, quote, "Don't interrupt me, you fuck." Crowder fired back with, "You talk in paragraphs," and Rogan shot right back, "No, I don't talk in paragraphs, I make full points," before dropping, "Hold on, fuck face." And that wasn't even the peak of it, because Rogan also hit him with, quote, "You definitely care. That's why you're arguing with me about it. Lying bitch, you care like crazy." What made this moment iconic wasn't the argument itself. Later that same day, Rogan posted an apology on Instagram taking, quote, 100% responsibility for it going off the rails, calling himself out for being quite a bit drunk. That kind of public self-correction almost never happens on this show, and it's one of the only times Rogan has ever apologized to a guest on record. Number 4, Candace Owens and climate change. March of 2018 brought Candace Owens onto the show to talk politics and culture, and everything shifted the moment Rogan asked her a simple question: "Do you think we have to care about the environment?" Owens laughed and answered, quote, "Not even a little bit." That answer changed the entire energy of the conversation. Rogan started pulling up articles from Scientific American in real time, pushing back hard on her denial of human-caused climate change. And Scientific American themselves later acknowledged on social media that he had referenced their work during the exchange. The internet split right down the middle on this one. One side called it a takedown, while the other pointed out that Owens had admitted she wasn't deeply versed in the topic and accused Rogan of piling on someone who never claimed to be an expert. None of that mattered to the algorithm because the clip spread everywhere and cemented itself as one of the defining Rogan confronts a guest moments in JRE history. Number 3, Sanjay Gupta and the horse dewormer. Lie. After Rogan publicly announced he had COVID in October of 2021 and revealed he used ivermectin among other treatments, CNN repeatedly called it a horse dewormer. And that's when CNN's own chief medical correspondent, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, sat down across from him and walked straight into a trap he couldn't escape. Rogan went right at him, saying, quote, "It's a lie on a news network, and it's a lie that they're conscious of. It's not a mistake." And here's what made this clip explode across every platform. Gupta actually conceded, admitting, quote, "They shouldn't have said that." CNN's own doctor, sitting on the biggest podcast in the world, confirming his own network got it wrong. Newsweek reported the clip racked up over 800,000 views within days, and Gupta later wrote a CNN blog post describing the appearance as going into the lion's den to communicate public health. But the concession was already out there, and that single exchange became one of the most shared podcast clips of the entire year, fueling a much larger conversation about media trust that still hasn't gone away. Number 2, Mark Zuckerberg's FBI bombshell, August of 2022. And Mark Zuckerberg sits down with Rogan and casually drops one of the biggest media revelations of the decade without anyone raising their voice. Zuckerberg explained that before the 2020 election, the FBI came to Facebook and warned them to be, quote, on high alert because they expected a dump of Russian propaganda similar to 2016. What that meant in practice was that when the New York Post published the Hunter Biden laptop story, Facebook throttled it for 5 to 7 days, treating a legitimate news story as potential foreign disinformation based entirely on a government tip. The FBI responded the very next day with a statement claiming it quote, cannot ask or direct companies to take action. Conservative media ran the clip as proof of government censorship, while liberal outlets tried to frame it as Zuckerberg defending the FBI's intent. But what made this moment so savage wasn't Rogan yelling or arguing. He just sat there and let Zuckerberg talk, and Zuckerberg told the truth on his own. Sometimes the most brutal thing you can do on a podcast is stay quiet and let someone expose the system they're part of. Number 1, Elon Musk smokes weed and crashes Tesla. September 7th, 2018, the single most iconic moment in podcast history, and nothing else comes close. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX at the time, sat down with Rogan, and about 2 hours into the conversation, Rogan offered him a marijuana and tobacco joint. Musk took a puff on camera while running a publicly traded company and holding government security clearances, and the fallout arrived the next morning. Tesla stock dropped roughly 6 to 9%, wiping approximately $3 billion in market value overnight. The company's chief accounting officer, Dave Morton, resigned that same morning, citing, quote, intense public attention. The U.S. Air Force opened a SpaceX-related investigation shortly after, and the episode climbed to become the most watched JRE of all time, currently sitting at around 68 to 69 million views on YouTube. One puff on camera, $3 billion erased, a federal investigation opened, and a clip that has been memed, referenced, and replayed more than any other podcast moment ever recorded. That's why it holds the number 1 spot. Outrow 5 moments, 1 podcast. The Joe Rogan Experience has been running since 2009, producing nearly 2,750 episodes with over 1,260 different guests, and it now holds the number 1 position on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube at the same time. Whether you respect the man or can't stand him, Rogan has proven one thing over and over. When he sits down with someone, there is always a chance the conversation will break the internet. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit subscribe and drop a comment with the Rogan moment you think should have made the list.